This is a production of Interpersonal Parenting, growing strong family trees together.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever this message finds you. My name is Phil Edwards. Here we go. I'm living here, born and raised in Toronto, and I was given a challenge by Brooklyn Honey 23, one of the divas of the city. Brooklyn, thank you for putting me up to this. There's been a lot of shootings. There's been a lot of violence. There's been a lot of unnecessary death, and it's starting to impact us on many levels. So the first level I'm going to speak to is directly you, the youth. You're aware of your surroundings. You're aware of your friends. You're aware of the activities. And I need you to find some type of caring adult, somebody who is going to supportively talk to you into making some of the right decisions. Some of you think this is not even a thing. Maybe as older heads are just overreacting and we're being too nervous and paranoid. But I'm telling you that this wasn't the same city the way that I grew up. And so I share my knowledge with you because Toronto's still a lovely place. And it takes just a few wrong activities and a few wrong decisions to make it messed up for everyone. Now, you the adults, you see a lot of the youth hanging out doing things that are perhaps inappropriate. And some of you just want to yell at them. So to my youth, it's not just find a caring adult. You may be saying, where do I do that? Who's a caring adult? So caring adults can be found at community centers. Caring adults can be found in places of employment. Caring adults could be direct family members, of course. Caring adults could be found in places of religious gathering. Caring adults could be found within the community, cultural events. It's someone who not just knows you, but someone who has your best interests at heart, and is not just there to just give a head nod, but is there to call you out and there to lead you in the right direction. You're probably saying, what? Caring adults? Believe me, I'm a caring adult. Contact me. I'm going to leave my Instagram contact as well. Because what's happening is you're being surrounded with a bunch of people who laugh at situations, and then it gets real, but they don't even know what real looks like. And real looks like finding your friends in the dirt and going to funerals. Real looks like when you're behind the cage and you're in jail and you realize mommy and daddy isn't there anymore. And it's not a joke. And so a lot of people are living a lifestyle that they think is hype, they think is cool. I don't want to bury any more of your youth. And I'm really tired of going to courts. I'm really tired of going to jails. Why would you need a caring adult? Someone to voice your stress to. It's a safe space. Someone who could, if you want to cry, if you want to say I want to change my life, if you want to say that I'm afraid, but I don't have the options and nobody's there for me, that's what a caring adult will do. They'll embrace all those things. They'll probably even say I felt that way also when I was your age. So it's important to find somebody who's going to be real, open, non-judgmental. Like I said, man, there's quite a few of us. There's a lot of us in the city. Social workers, you know, even your sports coaches. Some of you who like sports, your coach is more than just a coach. Guarantee if you start telling your coach, you know, there's more things happening in life than just this sports, or if you're in a drama club or whatever it is, you're caring adults. They're willing to listen. It starts with the simple line of, what was life like when you were 17? And they'll start telling you all their fascinating stories perhaps, and just bouncing some ideas, you know, what was it like growing up? And then just start to tell them. And you know, that simple line of, hey coach, hey sir, hey ma'am, you got a minute? Be surprised at where that 1 minute can take you. I grew up in the heart of Jane and Finch, all my life, born and raised, and had many choices of going down that path or down that path. And oftentimes, yes, my parents were very involved in my life, but there was many things that my parents weren't aware of. And I had several caring adults. I want to give a shout out to coaches like Roy Rana, John Smith, Coach Melnick, Coach Petrashak. I mean, I've been coached by a lot of great people who kept me involved in sports, but it was more than just the sport. It was the relationship. It was the bonding. And then I had a group of peers who, you know, yes, as I mentioned, some of them started to go down their own paths. And, you know, I have older siblings who also said, no, I'm not going to let that happen. And I listened, and it wasn't easy. Sometimes I wanted to do my own thing and make my own choices, but you always had that voice in the back of your head, whether it was my parental voice or my coach's voices or my siblings' voices. I also, yes, I had a few girlfriends throughout my days, and sometimes venting with the females, and sometimes they would actually give me better advice than some of my guy friends. And so that was also a great source of knowledge and information. So it's important that you find someone. Don't keep these things bottled up. Whether you're hearing voices, having bad dreams, feeling guilty for some stuff that you've done, it's important that you find someone and share that with. I'm very concerned for the health and the stress levels that the youth of today are facing. When you bury somebody, the next day is not just the next day. You need to find someone to discuss these things with. Your personal, your mental health, your emotional health, all those things are important, and it's important that we don't drink it away and smoke it away. I'd rather we sit down in small settings like this and have conversations. Parents didn't bring their children on earth to die. Parents didn't bring their children on earth to become gangsters. Young children growing up into teenagers and adults, you didn't grow up wanting to choose this lifestyle. Sometimes it was introduced to us by other people in the community. Sometimes it was introduced to us by older heads. So this is a message for the males, and it's a message for the females as well. You need to be aware and look out for the people who are your caring adults, and you're starting to find out that they're not such good examples of caring adults. It's okay to substitute them. One of the things you need to look for in these caring adults, a caring adult will give to you but doesn't need to take back. So I don't need you to benefit my growth. I don't need you to benefit my product or my business. I will mentor you, I will guide you, and even if I don't receive anything in return, that's okay. It's like planting that seed and watching it grow. I'm here for you. And that's what a caring adult is supposed to be, there for you. Now let's shift this topic a little bit, because this is a very systemic problem. I'm 42 years old. I don't hide that. I don't deny that to anybody. And I've been hearing about problems and guns and ghettos and all these things all my life. So I've spoken to the youth. I've spoken to the parents. This is my call out to the systemic barriers that we face. This is a call out to the federal government, a call out to the provincial government, and a call out to the municipal governments. All the powers that be. I'm 42 years old and I've heard this conflict all my life. Problems with guns, problems with drugs, problems in these priority neighborhoods, these ghettos, these other terms that you've been giving us over these years. And what has been done? So program after program after program. But how successful are these programs? And are we forever going to be giving people who are in dire need of change just programs? If I were in need of change and I had the ability to change people's lives, I wouldn't just give them a program, I would give them an opportunity. And so the opportunities go beyond program. What does an opportunity look like? An opportunity is a life-changing opportunity, such as home ownership, such as a change in the employment market, such as mentoring the people who are already doing the work, elevating their positioning and their access so that they can change the social mobility for others. If I sit down in a big office with my big chair and my big files and I don't go out to the community and have access to the youth, or the youth don't have access to me, what good am I? So there are people who are doing the work in the community already that they need to be given more resources. We need to listen to them. We need to have them at the tables so that their voices are being heard. Because if I work my 40-hour work week and I go home and that's all I do, it's 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, all these times of the evening where things are happening and I'm not empowering the people who are living directly in the community and working directly in the community. And I'm gonna go back to it again. It needs to be more than programs. So to the federal, provincial, and municipal governments, I am asking for an opportunity to sit with you. I am asking for an opportunity to be a part of your plan, because this is a crisis. And we know that there are different funds whenever a crisis happens. So I want to treat this violent and this gun and this gang relation situation as serious as fentanyl, as serious as other crises that we receive instant response. And I'm not just saying these things, I'm willing to be at the table. To the parents, this is the hardest part of your life. To those who have lost a child, my heart goes out to you. To the parents who have the children who have taken lives, you are grieving also. And oftentimes you're neglected in this grief because people are looking at you and they're angry at you and you did such a horrible job and all these ways of judgment. But you parents, I know your hearts are hurting as well. And you're still a tool in this community. You can help others because you are a parent with living experience and your job isn't over. Together, whether it's the parents of the victims or the parents of the accused, or the parents whose children haven't been involved in anything, we are all concerned because we're all parents. We need each other. I love all of you. This is the summer. We're supposed to enjoy our summer. Parents, talk to, be around with, spend time with your children. Parents, protect your children. That is your pride. That is your legacy. So it is important that you know their whereabouts. It is important you know who they're surrounded by. Parents, I challenge you to go back to our roots. I challenge you to know who your children are spending time with. I challenge you to know who's coming into your home. Ask them for their names. Introduce yourself, parent. Let your home be a place of energy, a place where people feel welcome. Parents, I challenge you to be more, to do more, because this is what we need to do. This is the time that we are in. To the youth, to the government, and to the parents, and to the non-parents, everyone in this community, this message is for you. Have an awesome summer. We are all in this together. Let's make this happen.
This is a production of Interpersonal Parenting.